Okay, so this is a good place to start if you've never really seen Photoshop before. So you've probably already heard about it and you know kind of what it's about. It's about editing images. So the kinds of things that you can do are cutting things, so you can crop, or you could just select a part of an image and take that out and put that somewhere else. And those are sort of fairly basic manipulation techniques. The other thing that you do in Photoshop is you work on layers. So everything is like a stack of layers. So you have something on one layer and then something above it on another layer, then something above it on another layer. And what that means is you can move things around quite independently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you those really fundamental techniques. And then the more advanced stuff, you're going to go out onto the world of YouTube, and I promise you there are thousands and thousands of tutorials about this stuff, and you're going to see stuff there. So first of all, here's Photoshop. I'm going to open up a file that I have saved somewhere. Okay, here's a nice picture of a coastline. Okay, so now that's opened up here, and what's happened, if you notice here, this is the layers. So it's come in as a background layer. Okay, now can you see that little lock on there? That means that that layer is locked. So if I actually want to do something to that layer, I'm going to have to unlock it. And the easiest way that I've found to do it is just to duplicate it. Okay, and I'm going to give it a name. It's good to start a habit of naming your layers because you're going to end up with quite a few possibly, and then it's difficult when they're just called layer 1, 2, 3, layer 5972 to keep track of them. So there's that new layer that I've made. So this layer coast is on top of the background coast. I can prove that to you by just moving it like this. Can you see? So now there's one picture on top of the other. Now what I did there is I just switched my tool to this tool here, which is the move tool. Okay, and I did that by using the keyboard shortcut, just V. So there's lots of these different tools, and to switch the tools, it's a good idea to start learning these keyboard shortcuts, because not only does it save you time, but you also look like a pro. So there we go. So there's coast, that new layer, and there's the background layer. Now I don't need this now, so I'm just going to delete this. Okay, so now I have one layer of the coast. Let's see what happens when I try and move it. Oh look, that checkerboard thing. Now that's the background. This checkerboard thing is kind of like your desk. Okay, that's why that stuff exists. And any time where you can see that, if I just take a razor like this and just rub something out, what you can see there is that this is then now going to be transparent, or could be transparent. Oh, there we go. Some email coming in. How exciting! That could be transparent when I save the picture. I'm just going to Control Z and get that back. Okay, so here's one picture. I'm going to open up another picture now, because one of the basic things to do is to just kind of combine things together. Okay, now I had some funny pictures, not funny pictures, but I had some cool pictures here, this one. So I've got a bit of a plan in my head about what I want to do, because I think it was a different one actually. Because what I'm going to do, just to sort of experiment with these things, is I'm going to try and make the school at the beach. So I'm going to combine this picture of the school and that picture. Okay, this picture was taken by one of the tech crew members in grade 9 who was having a flying lesson and flew over the school. Very nice, right? So anyway, what I want to do is I want to put the school by this nice beautiful coastline. Okay, so I'm going to combine them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this picture of the school into the other one. So I'm going to select all of this. Now here's a common shortcut key that everybody should know by now, but Control A selects everything. So I've selected everything on there. Control C to copy. That's the same in any program. And then Control V is paste. Okay. So now you can see I've pasted this layer up on top of this layer. If I click that little eye there, it means I can see it or I can't see it. Okay. And then I can go to my move tool or hit V and I can position it sort of where I want it to be. Now obviously I'm going to need to do some sizing stuff here. But let's chop the video here and just have a bit of a review, and then in the next video I'll do some other stuff. So what I've shown you is layers, opening stuff, into bringing it into Photoshop, and you can see now I've got two images in the process of being edited, and I've shown you also the Control A to select all. We'll talk a lot more about selecting next time, and Control C to copy, and Control V to paste. I also showed you the move tool here and some basic duplicating and deleting of layers. So fundamental stuff, but really essential that you're good at that. Okay, we'll stop this video here. Next video, we'll start to fiddle a bit more with this picture. Try out some of those things now.